Yo, so how in the world, like, what is this, like, the standard way to make up with your spouse when everything has gone haywire in the house?
Standard way of making up.
Is there a standard way?
Sex.
Like this guy.
You said what?
Oh my gosh.
Sex.
No.
Especially when you didn't do the wrong.
Okay, hold on, dog. Hold on.
That's
hold on.
not a makeup.
And
It's
we're
not
not
a
gonna-
makeup.
We're not gonna let you just do that right now, dog.
No.
You said sex is the way to make up.
Yeah.
First of all,
No.
this dude, when he says, we actually had a conversation, and you said,
What's that?
anytime I'm upset, you know what'll get me feeling calm? Some good old
Fashion.
Hey.
Hey, man.
So listen, ladies, would you not? I told him, I said, I understand that, but I feel like a complete whore because I feel like I'm just giving you a favor, not because we're in the mood, but because, babe, why are you looking like this is the first time you heard that? I did tell you that.
I'm just listening to you.
I said it makes me feel like a whore if I do it like that. So it takes me a while to come around because now I have to, because women are emotional.
Yeah.
So we have to tap in psychologically. And if this is apology, I feel cheap.
So,
But how-
okay,
but I
hold
feel
on.
But is that
cheap.
his apology?
I feel like
for
Right,
you
whose apology
or your
is that?
apology for him? Like it
Both.
sounds like he's saying no, both.
Both.
It would be both. But this is like, if I'm
Hey,
wrong
no,
and
we
I'm
need to understand. We need to
apologizing,
understand this. We need to comb through
If-
this a
if-
little
You're
bit.
not gonna you guys aren't gonna be able to understand.
if I did wrong
Don't even try.
and he's
Never-
in the right, my apology to him,
Is that
his love language is physical touch. I'm
Right,
very aware of this.
But that I guess that would make sense if that was the case, what you just explained. But
Mhm.
he's saying both.
Well, anytime he's not at his best,
Mhm.
that is the
Remedy.
all
Really?
around remedy.
Wow.
It will turn his frown upside down. The challenge is because
Like a cool cup.
I was gonna say, you
Wow.
A cold cup.
Cuz, I'm trying to.
Toys R Us kid.
Here's the thing.
That's all I can see.
Here's the thing. I'm
I'm
trying
a Toys
to.
R Us kid.
So let me.
I'm trying to understand it
What up?
because we saying the actual apology is the act of that.
that's
or-
not-
because
no.
it seemed like
No,
it
I
seemed
feel
like
like it would be that,
it seemed-
and then it's gonna
I'm
keep
saying
going.
No.
I'm saying that is the fruit of the apology and the
Right,
making
that's
up
what I was
mutually.
thinking. That's
No,
the
the
makeup.
apology comes after that. It's more received or given.
Man.
No.
Yeah, I
That
don't know,
is
bro.
different.
That's deep.
That's
man.
why I said, maybe this ain't for FBC. What you're not gonna do is try to come in and talk me out of what we got going on.
No. I like what you got going on.
I got good things going on.
I'm actually learning.
Hold on, bro.
Oh, what you got?
We not gonna mess up your good thing.
No. I would never mess up that.
It took 19 years to get this one where she is.
Yeah.
Now hold on, what you got there?
Hey,
Slowly
man.
roll.
I'm like,
Slowly roll.
Just
baby.
hold it. I'm like, wait,
Okay,
jealous.
so
Man.
so maybe it's not for us to understand completely, but I'm trying just to get I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Okay, ask the right question.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Ask the right
trying to
question.
ask the right question. So we saying, Constance, it sounds like you said, I'm just saying, it sounds like you said that you're somehow indebted and you repay through
Where did you
sexual favors?
Where did you get that from?
No,
No, I
he's saying
said-
that is the offer. That is the negotiation. That's
So
what gets
the
us
negotiation
to the
would
table.
be-
That's
like a peace
That's
offer.
the peace
that's a peace
offering.
offer,
Right,
and
that's
then
what
we
gets-
can get to the nitty gritty.
No, you're right. He's saying, hey,
What's the
this is
nitty-gritty?
this
I'm
is
saying
the,
like the nitty gritty of how we ended up in this situation in the
Right.
first
So the
place.
nitty-gritty is
What
that. So
happens
break it down,
there?
man. Hey,
When
break it
did
down.
we get there?
Here's
So,
what it is.
break
It's
it down.
The icebreaker.
And break it down, please.
It's the icebreaker that leaves room because after both are calm, because it ain't like, it's just me receiving. You feel me?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So after we're both
The tension is
we're
let down.
both decompressed.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
that's
tension.
different
The
though.
tension is
What
gone.
you just said
Now
is
let's
different
talk.
from what she said.
No,
She was like,
what she said was incomplete.
it sounded like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you're fishing. You're fishing.
I'm not fishing, bro.
You're fishing, Montel.
So
what
let's let Constance speak on
what
it.
we were talking about is how you resolve an issue or like what's the
Right.
standard or whatever. So he said sex, and then I talked about like my perspective from when I am wrong. If I am in the wrong and I am trying to resolve it with my husband,
Right.
him wanting sex for me in that moment, it like I have to go to a place because I am not connected to the space that
Of
makes
course.
me
Yeah.
sexually aroused in
Right.
them. I'm not sexually aroused. I feel maybe bad, or I'm apologetic, or I feel guilty, or whatever the emotion is. Anything but sexual.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so for me, and what I try to get her, and what I had to train her on was
Oh, then I
that
don't like
was
that.
that was so wrong of the word.
Cut that
Oh,
out.
man.
Cut
Yeah.
edit that.
maybe I used the wrong
Oh,
word.
that's
Yeah.
wrong.
But after 19 years, guys, of us being together, plus the how many years prior to that were we,
Four
bunny
or
rabbiting
so.
around?
4.
Come on.
Yeah.
I met you when you were 11.
Then you left
Well,
me
you
when I
don't
was
want me to count
16.
some of those years.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, you were saying.
What I'm saying is we've conditioned each other where she knows if I'm blah, 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 oh, okay, oh, look at this. This is nice. Oh, I'm so pleasant now.
No, I must.
That's taming the beast.
If
Yeah.
to tame the beast, and I'm not the reason for his uproar.
It's hard.
No, it's not a problem.
Mhm.
If I am the reason for the uproar, there is a disconnect. Does that make sense?
It
Yes.
does.
So if I'm in the wrong, I don't feel like it, even though I could very well know he could calm down if I just, but it makes me feel a certain type of way if I feel like I'm just doing this favor.
It,
Right.
it makes
For
you
that.
feel used.
It makes me feel cheap.
Yeah.
That's what I
Why? If
said.
you did the wrong.
It does.
Because
It
she's
does.
saying just
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
feel like she did the wrong don't mean she was wrong. So she's still like,
processing.
she's
it.
processing.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want nobody to think I'm just out here like just all willy-nilly.
well, you
because-
just said 19 years. Can't nobody think y'all doing that. This is y'all process.
No,
this
I'm
is y'all
saying
relationship.
what I mean by that
Don't
is
don't get any ideas.
Yeah.
We're just discussing this.
what
We're
I'm
analyzing.
what
it.
I'm-
They're
what I'm-
19.
what I'm saying
We're 20.
is
So trust me,
Yo,
we're good.
Jay.
what I'm saying is
We have our process.
it's
We're
hard
good.
to argue and stay angry with someone that you are physically one with.
But the thing is, okay, so from a male perspective, it's easy for us to be there.
Right.
It's easy for us to, because the way we connect to sexual activity is completely different from what a female connects to.
Right.
Correct.
So it's one thing for us to say it's hard to be at odds when we've been intimate and, but to the woman,
Mm-hmm.
it's a completely different thing.
I got you.
So to hear a woman say that she's not connected in that way,
Mm-hmm.
where do we go from there?
Yeah, I don't know where you go.
So yeah, man.
I
So
can't speak on that. You would have to speak on that.
so I guess me speaking on it
Ooh, wait a minute. That was so funny.
from my perspective,
Yes, yes.
and I'm just speaking
Yes.
on my behalf.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I guess because I'm very conscious
Right.
of, and I'm just speaking for me.
Got you. I understand.
This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It ain't got nothing to do with no 20 years, no 19 years. All I'm doing is talking about me and my wife.
Brian and Mocha.
Yeah.
We got to call her by a name for folks start thinking her name.
Her
Mocha.
name is
Her name-
They are like, dang,
Brian
Mocha.
and Corinne.
So, but it's cool if they call her Mocha. That's fine. It's family. You know what I'm saying? So when I speak about me and Mocha,
Not
That's
you.
just
You
weird.
don't get to do it.
that's just strange.
You call her Jamie.
When I talk about me and my wife, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me because I'm very conscious in consideration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I consider
Mm-hmm.
where she is mentally. I consider where she is emotionally.
Yeah.
I consider where she is.
That's strong.
We're talking apologies or just
I'm
in
just
general?
talking about, because I think we all trying to wrap our heads around just y'all's process as far as the sexual act being the sacrament and icebreaker.
Yeah, that's tough. Like if I speak for myself or our situation, no,
No what?
my mind doesn't
compute.
I understand.
I can't even
Wow.
begin.
So we commend you, Ant.
Yeah, for real. Because Amy
excuse
might
me.
take a bite.
Like I can't.
Like at this point, because she's angry. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even begin.
yeah,
Like,
listen, I don't even want you near me like that. Like, no, you say
dangerous zone,
Are you
dog.
crazy?
I think it may speak to love language. It may speak to
Yeah.
certain things, because it's like my love language is acts of service. You know what I mean? So like if we are into it or something like that, and he does something that's something that maybe that I would do or whatever, and he does something, wash the dishes, put gas in the car, stuff like that, then I'm like, like it does make me feel away.
So
You know what I
basically,
mean?
it's still a debt being paid. It's just being paid differently from what they're saying.
I don't think it's that. I think it's part of the icebreaker aspect. It's
So
part
that's
of
the same thing Ant's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, but
It's part
Just
of the
in a
aspect.
different
It's
way.
just in a
It's
different
It's
way.
a different way.
when you have done it kind of like I'm going to give him some or whatever. Even though I know I'm not into it, eventually you get into it, right?
You do.
Like once you start, you're
That's
into
what I'm saying.
it,
So
You
how can
do.
you fight that?
right?
It's just the
Amy
again.
will find a
I
way.
said in the moment, it's getting myself there. You know what I'm saying? Like I have. That's why I said I have to take myself to a place to be like, I know this is gonna make him feel better. You know what I'm saying? So that we can have a conversation.
And possibly me better too.
Right.
Because once the tension is down,
I don't
Pleasure.
even.
How do you
I
argue
don't
with
think-
pleasure?
I don't think about that until later because I'm
Right.
in my feelings.
Right.
That's why I
Because
say.
women-
That's why I say. Yeah,
women
you don't
are
know any better.
emotional.
But
You don't know any better.
even in that, even in that, even after the pleasure, even after the pleasure, because I think I don't know, that can be to some a little shallow, and just in the process of it, because you still got to comb through what's happened.
right?
You still got to talk it through.
So
You
how
might
do you
get
come back
upset
to it?
again. You might feel some type of way again. And then you're just going to keep hopping back. Hold up, let's just do it again so we'll come back down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when does
So,
it become...
okay, so we're
it don't
saying,
happen like-
so we're
like
saying,
once-
how do we get past the Band-Aid and get to the solution?
like-
But they're saying that's what's getting them to the table.
So
Right.
once
That
once the
is
act
what
is done,
gets them to the
correct.
table to comb through it and
And
talk,
talk
And
about
it's
it.
easier because both are pleasured, and we're like, yeah, it wasn't really even that big of a deal.
No,
No.
That ain't
we
killed.
have
gonna murder
legit
you.
conversations. We do have to digress, but we have legit conversations. Like we have to like kind of. So, did you hear what I was saying when I said da 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 da? Da? But now, rather than it being a yelling match or like a rah rah rah, now it's like, okay, so when I said X Y Z, this is what I was saying. Well, babe, I understand, but did you hear me when I was? So now ears are open.
So
to
dopamine plays the referee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is what we're saying.
That's it.
and the
From
conversation
a
can
scientific
ensue.
standpoint, absolutely.
And that's just his way.
If you got some issues, rub
Yes.
some dopamine on it.
That's just
I mean,
his way.
like I say, I think you guys are built for that process.
And everybody got their own process,
And they-
right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that explains a lot, and that says a lot about each of you as individuals, and just like that's humble.
Mhm.
That's you, but you're humble to everybody.
Mhm.
Like we know, we watch, we see you're extremely humble, always helpful, always. So to be able to do that to your husband as well, after you've given it to so many other people, that's just a testament of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. You know, most people can't do that.
Yeah.
Like Amy had come home, and because she's been peopling all day,
Mhm.
it's like I have to come down
Mhm.
because I already know like she's not in the mood. I might as well go on and turn over because ain't nothing happening tonight. Like I already know because she carries that stuff.
Mhm.
So for you to be able to carry everybody else's and then be able to humble yourself in your relationship, that says a lot. That just, but that's how you guys complement one another.
Mhm.
But I know we ain't built like that.
So
I'm
what
not-
does
yeah,
y'all's
I'm not
conflict
built.
resolution look like?
Yeah.
For the Colemans, what does the Coleman's conflict resolution look like? So it just went ham. It done went ham. Y'all have spirited conversations.
And
Like,
that's
how does-
what it is.
It's
How
nothing
does it-
like that.
It's different. So it's different.
Yeah.
It's different from what
It's
the Adams
different
do.
than that. They
definitely.
probably not even mad hours. You know, they might be mad for hours, right? Like
Okay.
a couple hours.
Okay.
You know, at work we didn't talk, but tonight we in the bedroom and we doing it. We talked it through.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all is forgiven. We move on.
Okay.
Honor that.
Honor that.
So what does yours look like?
So what does the Colemans look like?
Well, nowadays it's getting shorter. You know, the madness getting shorter.
That's good.
Yeah.
But how long? You say nowadays.
Yeah.
We've been on nowadays for years now.
Yeah, for years.
Like for years.
Yeah, years. But I mean, but it was a time
There was a time.
where we would go days.
But we were also very
Or
young. We were very
weeks.
arrogant. You know, we both
without talking.
there was no humble.
Yeah, we both
In the
had
midst of
really
that.
big egos.
Y'all could go weeks.
No.
Yeah,
no.
when I flew home.
She didn't. No, that was early.
Right,
I
Amy
don't
said
even,
when she flew
that
home,
stuff
it
was
could
so
be
traumatic.
weeks.
I don't even remember it anymore.
Oh,
Let's just move on
protect
from
your
that.
mom.
It was so traumatic
Right.
that it's blotted out of your brain.
Listen, man,
That's trauma.
that is trauma. It's so traumatic. It's disappeared.
Wow.
We're not even gonna
I
think about
respect
that.
it, Jay. I
Okay.
respect
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We there with you,
So
bro.
let's talk about
like the last 7 years.
no the maturity years.
Oh, okay.
Because we did have times where we were up.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Of
times
course.
where we were down.
Mm-hmm.
So in those times, we want to know what was the process. So I can say early years, we will fight it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, not physically,
Mm-hmm.
but we would go at it and go at it and go at it. That right there was, although it might have been a little toxic, it was, we didn't hold on to nothing.
Mhm.
You feel like it was the most productive.
Right. It was a release. We got it out.
Yeah.
Now we can go on about our day and make up. And we are slow makeupers. Like we can't just jump on in there.
Yeah.
Like we gotta
Watch a movie.
Yeah.
I'm on what you on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So okay. Hey, come on, sit a little closer.
It be-
You know, just come
I
on,
put my
slide.
leg
Oh,
on.
yeah, legs up or something. Right. That's
grab the
Right.
pinky.
That's what you said.
eventually.
Two
Eventually. But it ain't
I'm
no.
saying speed that process up.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Whatever works for you is what works for you. See, emotionally, the way we set up,
You need
we
to tiptoe.
we gotta tiptoe, man. Cause we
Yeah.
both tough.
Yeah.
Like we both tough people.
Real deal.
So it's like, all right, come on.
I
Now.
can't.
Jason to go get some food without telling me.
Yeah. See, I do petty stuff.
I do
You know,
that.
I do petty
I go
stuff.
to a movie.
I'm gonna just surprise you a little bit. I might come back with a little something for you.
Yeah, and
But-
then he act like he didn't get me nothing,
Right.
knowing he got me
No,
something.
so I know how to
Yeah.
play with her.
So
See,
now to get me talking like, oh, you didn't, so you didn't buy me
ain't
nothing.
buy me nothing. You ain't give me that.
Hey, I smacked that food.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's where the conversation crank up. Here, girl. Here.
Here, girl.
Here.
Right.
Take these fries.
Right. Now, what you talking about? Now, what's going on? And we talk it out.
And then we
Yeah.
talk it out.
But
Yeah.
those are so. But now, in these days, probably the last 7-8 years, ever since we pretty much bought our house,
Mhm.
and we at that point it was like, we here.
Mhm.
We ain't got to do this. We ain't got to. We ain't got
we
to
ain't gotta
argue.
be. Yeah,
We got to hold on.
we're
to
not
nothing.
at war.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not at war with
Wow.
each other. Like we are the same team.
Wow.
You know, we had. You know, like why are we even arguing about
What
this?
are we arguing
And what are
about?
we
arguing
What is
about?
going
Right.
on?
And why? And why did that bother me? That shouldn't even have bothered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point where we didn't talk for days.
Right.
A
Like,
day or
Now,
whatever.
now it's like
It's
we're gonna
quicker.
talk about it now.
Right.
We're gonna hash it out now. But it
Yeah.
ain't. We're not extremely yelling and
Mhm.
cussing and fuck. Now it's like it's sophisticated.
Right.
Hey, listen, it might be a little raising of the voice, and she's going to say, "What? Why are you yelling at me? I'm not yelling at you," and that's automatically brings me to a calm. I'm not yelling at you, baby. I'm just raising my voice. But now I'm checking myself. She's checked me without checking me. She said, "Hey, bring it down." And now I'm in a place where I'm able to talk. And now she's able to talk.
Jay, so where did you come to the place where maybe her saying, "Yo, bring it down," didn't offend you no more, and it became something that was acceptable and say, "Okay, I feel that."
That's man. I think that happened when I started to realize how much I loved her. When you come to a place where you're in love with, see, there's a difference. You, as a married couple, you go through spats where you love them, and then you go spats where you in love with them.
Right.
I'm in love with her. This is for life. This is where I am. I've fought it as long as I can fight it. I'm in love with her. I'm giving all of me to her. Why would I ever want to see her angry? Why would I want to see her upset? So I have to humble myself to y'all saw even the last episode, I humbled myself and compromised because I knew she was upset. I'm not going to feed that. I'm going to apologize, bring it down. I want you to, so I'm hearing you. And then when it's time for us to talk about it, I humbled myself before you. Now you have to humble yourself before me. Now we can talk. And it don't get, and she was right. I was mad for a couple of days in that particular incident, but that was because that hurt. You know what I mean? It was, and so that was what that was about. But even then, there was no screaming. There was no yelling. There was no harsh words. There was always consideration because I'm in love with her.
Right.
I never want to break her down to a point where she's angry. She's, even though she knows I'm mad, I'm approachable. She can come sit next to me. That's really good.
So you know approachability, really even through it, there's still approachability.
Like if I know you're super pissed, but I still feel like you're approachable. That's a great space to be in for a woman versus a man. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, because you have some women who are very, high energy and intense. And
just think about what Jay just said. There have been times with me and Constance where the sex part just didn't work. Like, no, I'm hurt. So when I think about that factor, because it's very rare Constance hurts me.
Right.
Or I hurt her.
Right.
Intentionally.
Right. Of course, right.
And if it's by accident, it's not like a deep wound type of hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there have been like there was a time, remember the time I felt like you didn't defend me like I thought you should have. I was hurt by that.
Oh yeah.
And
but it looked like his hurt to me, even though once I thought through it, it looked like anger.
Right.
Wow.
But it was hurt. It just took me a minute to because I was immediately my feelings, right? He shows me, he responds, and I'm immediately defending myself because that's not what how did you get that? And I think like somebody had got up in his face. It was a woman. Right. Who had got up in his face in our place of business. And in our place of business, that's something that really shouldn't go down.
Right.
And so, and I didn't say anything immediately. Like I allowed the conversation to go way too far to the point where the individual like touched him like she was doing like that. And I think I was like confused, like what's happening right now? Considering the situation, what should I do? But by that time, he had already been disrespected 5 times over. So it was like, why haven't you moved yet? Because I'm helpless.
And I'm moving like, I'm thinking like, if the shoes would turn, I know what I would have did. So it took my dad to calm me down because he was like, and it's always with something simple. What did you want her to do? I said, something. Like what?
Yeah.
Articulate what you would want her to do in that setting. In that moment.
Now in that moment, because
And I was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's wisdom though.
So that's exactly what that is. And I came home and we made love.
after you did explain to me, like he explained, this is what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying?
We were undressing.
This is what hurt me.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be sex with him. That's just his language. I am so 19 years in.
That's cool.
That's right.
I'm 19 years in this thing. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Keep it ready. Keep it.
Oh, I don't feel it like it is.
Yeah, everybody process is a process, man.
Yeah.
So
So what about the legs?
Yeah.
What do y'all do to process?
Yeah, B.
Let's toss it over here.
about it.
While you over here asking all the
Man, I
questions.
think, like for us, we have come a
oh my god.
long way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was so
Who would hold stuff
bad.
along?
Man, listen, man.
Ooh,
We done
we Scorpios.
See, the thing is, we
both
so
are.
similar.
Very similar.
We so similar. We both dramatic. We full of drama. We full
Yeah.
of passion.
Right,
Like we
right.
both equally
Right.
passionate.
Right.
Yeah.
We both equally dramatic. We both equally like,
stubborn.
oh my goodness.
We really are. And I want to say openly, I am so proud of us.
Mike.
Like legit. I'm so proud of us. Like
No, yeah, we come a long way, man.
we have come a long when I say
There's been people who would come.
Ooh-wee.
Listen, when we had the recording studio in Stockbridge, people would come. Family would come down and visit us and come to the studio with us and say they would never come back to Atlanta again
it was
because
bad.
of how we were
It was bad.
and how we used to get into it.
Oh my God.
Like we were
It was
at
bad.
odds, but we had a lot of dynamics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
we did.
you know when we got back together, it was a lot of.
I
it was a lot
always
of
tell like
dynamics.
because when we got back together. Now, mind you, I don't know if we've told our story.
we had been
but
apart
we
for
were
6
apart
years.
for
It came back.
7 years.
6 years.
7 years. We were apart
Okay,
for
7 years.
years.
For 7 years.
And when we got back together, the way that we got back together wasn't.
It left a lot to be.
It left a lot of an unfinished business. You know what I'm saying? And because we were so smitten, you know what I'm saying, with each other and like, there's no way we're going to be without each
Childhood
other. I
love.
don't care what we have to do.
It was
You know what I'm
childhood
saying?
love,
Like,
man.
we didn't think about the crashes and the
Yeah,
burns
yeah.
that was going to happen along the way. So we didn't realize the baggage that we brought into to relationship with each other. And it was tough working through it.
Nah,
It
because we was getting to know each other all over
Yeah,
again.
it was-
Like for
it
real,
was
we
tough.
thought we was coming back to familiar ground, but actually we came back
Right.
to strangers.
yeah.
In a lot of ways.
And we were
Like
different.
for real,
you know?
we were very
Yeah,
different.
we were different.
Very different.
A
You
lot
know,
had happened.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
A
what?
lot took place in our lives in those 7 years. So coming back together, we were just like, oh snaps. And there were times like, yo, we didn't think this through.
Yeah.
We didn't think about this. We didn't think about that. Oh crap. Okay. All right. How do we do this? So yeah, we would go weeks.
We would go ham. Like,
we would go
like,
long
honestly,
periods of time.
honestly, we were
Like
so
weeks not
communicating.
talking?
like we would because
Grudges.
we would get
That's what I'm
into it
trying to
because we would
figure
get into
out.
it so bad.
It was so bad.
We would get into it so bad that like it would be to the point of yo, we're done. Like we're done. You know what I'm saying? Like we're done. Like
I packed my bags.
she packed her bags.
I'd
She
be-
dramatic with
I
it.
dramatically leave the house.
And then no,
Grab
no,
Kia.
but listen. Here's the thing, though. I remember that night so vividly. You know what I'm saying? I remember you packed bags. You grabbed our son Keon, and y'all left out y'all was leaving out the door. And I had something in my hand. I had a wall because when we got back together, I was trying to make us feel like a family.
Yeah.
So I put pictures of us up on the wall. It was a picture of me, a picture of her, a picture of Keon. So when they was on the way out the door, you know me, and I was under the influence at the same time. So I'm on
Dramatic
1,000.
meets dramatic.
I'm on 1,000. I'm on 1,000. Oh, you leaving? You leaving? So I grabbed something. I threw it at the wall. Wow.
All the pictures.
And now
No.
that's the thing, though. He looked back and said, why is my picture the only one that fell? You know how serious that is? Dog, he was like,
Yeah,
yes,
he had to be
like
like
4
4.
years old.
Yeah.
But that's what he saw.
Yeah.
He saw all this going on.
Crying.
Yeah, he saw all this going on. off, dog.
It was
And
so
literally,
bad.
his picture
That's
was the
horrible.
only picture that fell off the wall.
It was so bad.
That is very bad.
No, it
just
was. It
thinking
was
about
horrible, man.
KJ
Because
a little
that
bit.
he still remember that to this
So
day.
He does.
Really?
He does.
But yeah,
Weeks.
man, because the thing
We would
is,
go weeks.
it
What
was
would you do when she's walking by with underwear on?
because the thing is, what we
Probably
would do is we would go to the studio
I
and we
didn't.
would record hit records. That's what we did. We would go.
Wait,
We would
so
go
you
work.
wasn't talking to each other.
We would go
Y'all
work.
still go work.
We
Oh,
go
yeah, we
work.
would still
That's
work.
how toxic we were. We would go work.
We
would
would
But
still
y'all
record.
were communicating.
No,
No.
we would go
Work.
record.
Oh,
Who
this is
had
true
y'all
story.
telepathically say we want to record?
You got to give her direction.
Well, because we
Well,
knew the thing
okay.
is
Because
at the time
we would wear
I was
hats.
songwriting.
She a songwriter.
I had deadlines, you know, and stuff like that. He's my engineer. We don't have a choice.
So we would get it in, sing a love song, and get
go
out the
back
booth.
home.
Get out of the booth.
So, okay, so Bum walking around in her underwear. She's super anointed.
She looked like a
So when
music
she
note
hit
to me.
notes in there, and you like,
No.
dang, she sound good.
No, dang, she sounds good.
He
Let's
would
get
be
our
like,
publishing.
he would be like, "That's good. Let's do it again.
Do it again. Let's get our
Let's
publishing.
do it again. One more time.
I
think it should be da da da, and
because
then we
the thing
complete
is,
what we need to complete, and then we be mad
No,
again.
because we
Cold
were, but what we were
blooded.
good at, what we were good at was departmentalizing our relationship.
We were.
You know what I'm saying?
We were very good at that.
and we're still very good at
we
it.
are. Yeah.
It was a place of, okay, we wear certain hats. Okay, this is, and it's played to our advantage in a lot of ways because, you know, it's times where we need to talk to each other and we need to communicate on a level to where it's like, listen, I know, like, listen, I need my friend when I say
Yeah,
this.
he will always be like, "I need to talk to my friend.
I need to
right
talk to my friend right now. Or
What?
she,
The what?
or she be like, yo, what I'm about to say, I need to talk to my friend.
Mhm.
And we could switch those hats. But I mean, in those times, we would switch our hats and we would be in the studio working.
Yeah.
And it would be like, yo, that was dope. All right, cool, do it again. But when we got home and the other hat got put
the
on,
When
friend
we got
didn't want
home-
to come and try and resolve it. so you
No, when
wasn't
we got
talking
home,
for weeks?
we was
Well,
still not talking.
because
It was crazy.
Because the
That's
thing
stubborn.
is, but
It's
here's
real.
the thing: understand. You got to understand the depth of what we was dealing with.
Yeah.
We were dealing with things that were deeply rooted.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And it was
Yeah.
beyond like what we was dealing with. It was deep.
It was deep.
You know what I'm saying?
The waters
Layer,
were
the layers, the
it was too
layers.
many. It was too many layers for
It was a lot of
for
unclosed
us
chapters.
and our
Yeah.
immaturity. We were
Yeah.
immature in a lot of ways, and it was too deep for us to even grasp what was really happening.
We had a lot of
Or to
unclosed
try
chapters.
to
man.
start. Like I don't want to start it. 'Cause
yeah,
this is just too much
it was
to
too much
open
to
up.
uncover because it was still a lot of things that we didn't even divulge between the two of us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
There
That
was
was
secrets.
That
there
makes
was still
sense.
There were
secrets that
secrets.
were
There were
there.
closets that hadn't been
That
opened.
so
There
even
was-
trying to enter into conversations,
Yeah.
we wouldn't do
Yeah.
because it was
couldn't,
like crap.
because
If
it
I
was
go in there, then
Yeah.
there's a few things that'll be
Yeah.
exposed.
I get it. I
Well,
get
let's
it.
talk about like now.
Right. But no, I am
That's
curious. How do y'all escape?
Whoa.
I'm going to say escape that.
Yeah.
Because y'all had to escape
Fast
that.
forward to like how you guys do it now. Jesus.
There's Jesus.
Hey, bro,
And
but
the
for
Holy
real,
Spirit.
nah, for real, how we got to now is
Yeah.
God, dog. That's it, dog.
Only the
That's the
Father.
only way we got here.
But listen, it's good that you
Ah.
that part is
Only
shared
the
because
Father.
there are people
Yeah.
who might be presently in that space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only way to know that we feel you is that you hear like we've been there.
Only
It ain't always been
Jesus.
sex. Just go straight to sex. It ain't
No.
always been
No, of
there.
course not.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
got to
So
work,
you-
work towards that.
Yeah.
Because
you
if she would have
gotta-
came at me, I might have bowled up. Like, what you about to do?
Let me try to touch
Like,
me now.
hold on now.
Don't touch
Hold
me
on.
now.
Like we were that angry.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of anger, just hurt, just all of that stuff mixed in, man. I was,
Yeah.
And we were so immature.
and we were so
Yeah, that's the thing.
immature.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
maturity thing that
Yeah.
that plays a role.
Yeah.
when
Big role.
how
We had to
mature you
grow up.
are, we
Yeah, we had to
really
grow
did
up.
have to grow up.
We had to close some doors and grow up.
And we
Yeah.
decided to grow together. That's the thing. And I think most
That part.
times people just will cut. We should have called it quit. We
Yeah.
could have called it quit many a time.
Right.
But because we both decided, like, we're going to grow together. We're going to mature together because we always had this thing where, you know how you'll say, I don't want. I don't know where I would be without you.
Right.
I know where I was without him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, not going back there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna figure this out
We're gonna
because
figure
I
this
know
out.
what it's like to do life without you,
Mhm.
and I don't want to do it.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
What you said was key though, growing and maturing, and I think I'm about to say a word that corresponds with that, but a lot of people that watch us and watch how we move or hear our stories in the comments, they always, man, I would divorce, I would get this. It would never be us.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk about
would
it,
never
man.
be us, because with growth and maturity equates to a lot of dying.
hmm
Yeah.
Meaning what,
right.
bro?
It means a lot of dying to self.
Mm-hmm.
As you're growing, you're shedding off things that don't need to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of growing and maturing. Where we are today is so polar opposite
Right.
of where we were when we first started, because most of that stuff is melted away.
Yeah.
We've died to it, but it doesn't just happen automatically.
Yeah.
You have to habitually
Oh.
choose.
Mhm.
And I
Choose,
think
choose,
that
choose.
part, and Mocha said it too, deciding to grow together,
Yeah.
deciding that I don't want to do it without you. It hurts, but Gary made a post that said, choose your hard. It's going to be hard whichever way. You have to choose your hard. Some people will call what we went through or what we chose to deal with, all of us, irreconcilable differences.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm leaving you. Irreconcilable
Easy.
differences.
Easy.
Yeah. Easy.
And that could very well be us.
Mhm.
If we could have said irreconcilable differences 10, 12 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we chose, and this is not to fault anybody who chooses to divorce.
Right. Not
Or,
at all.
you know, you do what's best for you. I'm just saying for those who might be facing challenging times that, I mean, honestly, unless you getting like, I don't want to put no terms on it. I
Right.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
Where there's a will, there's a way.
And you know what I will
there
say?
it is. And,
It's
and-
worth the fight, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
worth
Right.
the
Oh,
fight.
man.
I mean,
You
think
know what I'm
about it.
saying?
I had 2 kids before I married her,
Mm.
before she chose to marry me.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
She had her whole life in front of her.
Right.
All right.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow.
Really think about that.
hmm
You feel what I'm saying? Amy had Drew. You know what I'm saying? Mocha had Keon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Mhm.
Real deal.
And it's like, it takes a certain type of person, especially at an age at the age she was, or at the age you got, all of us were.
Yeah.
Because that would be considered an immature age, but there was something put in us
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
that said, I still choose you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me.
Bless you.
I still choose you.
Yeah.
You know, and that it's worth the fight, man. If you're
Yeah,
out there
man.
and you trying to get a divorce and different things like that, and you know you love that woman, you know when
Mhm.
she's gone, you're concerned about her and different things like that. Go get some therapy.
Yeah.
That's what we did,
Fight for it.
and it worked.
Fight
you
for it.
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
what you got to do. Look at
Absolutely.
it as your lights just got cut off. As a man, you're gonna do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If my
Mhm.
marriage is getting cut off, I'm going to do what I got. What am I doing? Okay, I'm too aggressive. I need to calm down. All right, well, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to talk to Jay. I'm going to talk to B.
Mhm.
When I was younger, shoot, all I had was Jay. So I would talk to Jay about, hey, man, and I would be very honest
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and very vulnerable and very transparent. So whatever came back, he knew what he was dealing with.
Right.
And he knew me already. You know what I'm saying? So, and he would give it to me straight. He wouldn't try to pick sides and different things like that. But have people around you that aren't gonna just feed into it because my dad used to tell me, if you're the smartest one of your crew, you need to find a new crew.
That's right.
hmm
So if you're around people that the only time pouring gets done is when you're pouring
Yeah,
in,
man. Yeah,
something
man.
is wrong.
Yeah,
You
man.
got to switch that up.
Yeah.
So be around people that can pour back into you.
My thing is that I have noticed, and having been married as long as we have been, all of us, and just watching other couples, one of the things I noticed is, one of the things you said is you would go to Jason and you would be very transparent. I don't find that it's really easy for men to be very transparent about where they are.
Right.
So therefore,
Emphasis on the very.
yes.
Yeah.
So for you to get legit advice, sometimes it really be halfway, which is why I think that you do yourself an injustice, because most men are on their high horse or ashamed to really be vulnerable,
Right.
and can't be honest about where they are. Do y'all want to speak to that?
Well, I think that's the beautiful thing about our dynamic, was because I was always a straight shooter. And I was always an advocate, for the women. Like, I was an advocate for right.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, anytime I give you advice, it's going to be on the side of what I feel is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I do emphasize what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime he's telling me something, I know he has 9 to 10 other people in his ear telling him something dumb.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is my job as his brother, as his friend, as his confidant, to give it to him the right way.
So why do you think, God, that it's hard for men to do that? Like, why do you think it's hard for men to just be like,
I'll
go
tell
to
you.
another
I'll tell you
guy and be like, yo,
I'll tell you what.
Right. This
bro,
is where I
this
am.
is what's
I'll tell you why.
happening.
I'll tell you why right now. Because when we talk about, even when we talk about spouses and we talk about being equally yoked,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to find a group of men that you feel equally yoked to.
That's true.
It's hard to find a group of men where you feel like,
You're not in competition?
see, it's tough because it's like, it's not about competition. It's about, okay, can you really take what I'm saying
Right.
and put it in a place that makes sense in your mind and then give me back something valuable?
Some feedback. Right.
Like, you
So
have
you
to be in
feel like-
you have to be in a position with your friend group or what we call our alliance.
Right.
You have to be in a position to understand that if I put something on the table, that meal can be deciphered, cut apart, understood, and fed back a certain way.
But
Right.
what is it? Is it something, I guess, in the male perspective, that you have to see a man display
Right.
that
What makes you trust him?
that makes you
Yeah.
feel like this is a good, like
You got to
I
go
feel
through
like
something.
that I can
You got to go through something.
tell this person.
You got to go through something.
Trials.
I'm
testing.
saying, what does the man have?
Tried by fire.
Facts.
Well, for me, it's
That's
not.
what it is,
It's
man.
not that.
What we talking about?
You're saying that you have to see that the man has been.
You gotta,
shot by fire?
we gotta go through something.
Y'all
Together?
Y'all got
Yeah.
to do
Okay.
something together
Yeah.
in order
Yeah.
for you to feel safe.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
See, I'm
Okay.
I
not
gotta
like
know
that.
that.
Okay.
It's something I've always had a discernment. I know who I can talk to.
Yeah.
Like, I can always, like, if I can look at you and know I can talk to you. I don't have to go through nothing with you.
No, Jay,
'cause
that's
I can see
I
it
don't
on
know,
you.
dog. I don't know, dog. That sound kind of weird to me.
Well,
dog.
That's because you're from Cleveland.
That sound weird to me, Jay.
I might
So
be-
you can look at somebody and say,
I'm most definitely.
"Huh, Jay,
He
I can
would.
read the room.
He would.
Jay, you just look at somebody and say,
I can
I
read-
could confide in him."
I can read the room. Like I say, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm going to do that, but I can put a mark on you to
Yeah.
say, I'm watching that person.
There's been times where I've been very vulnerable, and like me and Constance may have advisements, and I've been overly vulnerable with the objective of
Connection, understanding.
not just connecting, but being overly empathetic to really show the person that I'm talking to, I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah.
And it allows them to trust you.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So-
it opens up
the,
doors
conne-
of trust.
the connecting part.
Yeah.
So-
and Constance afterwards be like, you really went in.
Yeah, you. Because the thing about it is, and this might not be all women, but most women, it's very easy to verbalize your frustrations.
Yeah.
The only reason why most women may not be as vocal as they want to is in consideration to the guy at home, because it's like, don't be telling our business, or keep it between us type of thing. And I know, like, earlier in our marriage, that was
big on
that was a great frustration for me, because I needed to release majorly, And I didn't feel like I had nobody that I felt like he would trust.
I was doing a lot of felonies at the time.
What you mean?
So it was like,
You can't have your mouth shut.
Yeah, but that don't mean I didn't want to
Right.
release.
Right. It didn't mean that she didn't want to have, talk
I
it through.
understand
Or want to say we almost went to jail last night.
But exactly.
I would like somebody
heard about that.
to come and help.
Like this nigga had people coming to the door. Like, what the crap?
Yeah.
I wanted to release, but I just couldn't. I couldn't because there was that reservation inside of him, outside of the felonies. Yes, he had a lot going on, but I think he just didn't trust a lot of people with his business. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's very common with men where you don't really trust people with your
I didn't trust people because I didn't just represent myself.
Well,
I understand
I think in the terms of men outside of just our situations, a lot of men are afraid to be hurt. So they keep a lot inside. Because the more you let out, the more vulnerable you become. And if you're a strength person, you're all about strength, I can't let out too much to make me vulnerable.
So is it vulnerability with a fear of what?
Of hurt. Like a man, listen, all of us are secretly in competition. You got your brothers. These guys were solid. We're a team. Like Brian was said, we're an alliance. But with the rest of the world, it's always a competition. And I don't mean like I'm coveting what you want. I mean, I'm always trying to stay levels up. So that's the thing. It's just a silent competition.
That's how I got my house.
Right. That's right. When you're looking at somebody else, like I've seen another guy get a house like right behind me. Like people I know, like we motivate each other. It's really lightweight motivation.
Jay, even when you talk about that, man, what I've noticed, like for guys, it don't change even over the years. When we little, we compare Hot Wheel cars.
There you go.
We compare G.I. Joes. We compare football and baseball cars.
That's right.
When we grow up, we still compare.
That's right.
We still say, look at my new toy.
Right. That's right.
I think until you get comfortable, until you get to a maturity level.
Because, you gotta mature.
I'm not gonna say I'm a man, but I am saying that I wouldn't allow myself to be hurt. So you numb it. So you get numb to all kind of whatever traumas you go through and all the stuff you go through when you're growing within a marriage, right? And so you're going through all this trauma and build up, and then you're trying to be one with somebody, and that builds up, and you keep numbing it. It comes out, right? It's gonna come out. God's gonna send some people in your life that maybe you can lean on or whatever, but it's gonna come out. And that's our anxiety attacks.
It's gotta come out, guys.
Yeah, because you don't numb it. Your body shifts it and it gets deep in. And then one day when you are doing like working on yourself and you start feeling feelings and getting emotional when you like that ain't even
this
me.
called for tears,
right? This crying and stuff that used to didn't even bother you. You realize. Like, I know with us, like we riding this life. We riding this. This is what we riding. This is what we're doing. I'm going to be vulnerable with you. You can be vulnerable with me. You can know everything about me. This is who I am.
And I think for me, personally, that's what allowed me to cut off the rest of the world. Because I always had her to be able to be vulnerable with. Men don't need a lot. Men, we don't need a whole lot.
We don't.
If I can release to her,
that's it.
I don't need to release to a lot of other people. Because outside of this makes me vulnerable.
And we look for safe space.
That's right.
The biggest thing for us is safe space. Because if I divulge information and I divulge it in a place where, one, it's hard for somebody to intellectually even receive, I might say something. I've said things in certain rooms and the response is this. And I look around like, this ain't,
over your head.
This ain't the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what that makes me do It's pull back
Pull back
and say, yeah. For a man, it's like, and say, For a man, it's like, it's hard to find places where you feel people will understand you.
Right. That's right.
And he ain't gonna get what he ain't gonna quite get what I'm saying. He ain't really gonna understand the depth of where I am.
You know your audience.
Your audience.
You know your audience.
You gotta know your audience.
Facts.
And for men, a lot of times it's tough for us to find our audience.
I mean, that just feels so tough.
It is tough.
It is.
And we
feels
blessed to
so
have an
tough. audience.
when you do find your alliance, your pack,
Right.
your allegiance, whatever it is, it's invaluable and it's something to be cherished.
But one of the biggest things to capitalize on what B is saying is this right here, when you have that special connection and that alliance with someone, that person can dump on you all day long. But it never weighs you down because you know that you can give it right back to
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it, man.
So
Instead of having to carry it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have to carry it because I know if I ever need to pick this
I can
phone up
dump
and
on
call,
them too.
I can do the
Yeah,
same
man.
thing. I can
Yeah,
call
man.
these guys and
Yeah.
I can chat and I can unload
Yeah,
and they'll
man.
take it.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
I think that's
good.
probably a difference between men and women and how we, because I think women we're so vulnerable, we're so emotional, we're so like, hear me, I'm here for you, whatever you want to do, just give it to me, I'll take it and run. So we do carry a lot of other people's stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're trying to solve problems. We're trying to, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to, Amy was just talking like to us last week about, just help it. Like, I just need a helper. I just got to help. I just got to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you going home with that. You're like, okay, I need to figure this out. Okay, we got to find a place. All right, I got to get a, you know what I mean? We're constantly carrying other people's stuff all the time. So,
I do.
so it's important even for us to make sure that we are getting the necessary help that we need, whether it's therapy or
Right.
whether it's, that we have a group that we, talk to
That's
and that
right.
we get together and we're just like, sometimes we'll be like, we got to meet tonight. You know what
At
I'm
the
saying?
Mexican, meet us at the
We
Mexican.
gotta go to the spot because
Right.
I gotta talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Get
like
it
one of
out.
those things because we know that we at least have somebody that we can pour everything out that we need to pour out,
Right.
and that it's safe there. And then the person's going to take it in. They're going to listen to it, and then they can either be like, "I feel you."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It just be nothing.
Yeah.
You don't have to say
Right.
nothing to me.
That's
Just let me get it out. You know what I mean? Or it can be like, man, because I think I felt like this or that. You know what I mean? We just kind of know when we need to give advice, and we know when we just need to hold it.
That's right.
You know who experiencing it on a virgin level right now? Our sons.
Mm.
They're in the process right now trying to find
Mhm.
people that they can trust
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
to
so
be
true.
vulnerable with
Mm.
outside of,
Dad.
Mom
each
and
other.
dad. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like that's I'm just sitting up here thinking, I'm like, wow. And it's like I automatically want to speak to, let me add balance to what we're saying. We're not saying just go out there and just be vulnerable with just anybody.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Right.
You got to find people that have the capacity
That's the capacity.
to be responsible with you.
That's right.
Mm.
Okay.
And you got to know how valuable you are first.
And we got to get really practical because
Okay.
you say that. What does that mean? What does it mean to you? Got to find. How do you do that? I'm thinking about our kids, our sons.
So like B said, you got to be able to go through stuff with them. And sometimes it's like when you're young, you're doing a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the time to really be more doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be listening. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're talking all the time, you're only talking about what you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you shut up and listen, you can learn more about the audience.
Yeah.
So now you can figure out whether this is someone that has the capacity to be able to.
You can hear where
withstand
they are mentally to be able to say, okay.
I would never talk to him.
Right. But if you're doing all the talking, and like I teach my boys, leaders ask the right questions.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do not be out here just putting all your business out there before you know it. And I ain't trying to make everything street, but before you know it, man, they got your social, they got this, and your bank account, and you're trying to figure out what happened to all my money. You can't even compute. Man, I just had a whole conversation about such and such, not knowing my wallet was on the, you know what I mean? And that's just taking it through a scenario or whatever. But man, when it comes to, your innermost, like Brian was talking about, secrets or things that confuse you, things that hurt you, being vulnerable with those things that I'm talking about.
Hey,
You know
man,
what I'm saying?
I got one thing.
What's up?
I'm going to tell you the secret. A lot of times for men, think about your life. My best friends, I've literally had to fight. I knew they were my best friend when we were able to be friends after the fight.
Right.
Everybody can't do that. It ain't no funny stuff. We locked in.
It's a different
we moving
bond.
the
It's
same
a different
way.
bond after that.
That's true.
That if me and you have not laid hands on each other, you get what I'm saying? And I'm taking from a younger perspective.
Right.
But figuratively speaking,
right.
it's still a figurative
Right.
thing.
Because
in adulthood.
even if we tongue jostle or we talk or we argue, whatever, if we can get back to that place where, you know what, hey man, we good.
Yeah.
I know I can trust you.
Yeah.
Mm.
That for men is, I think, one of the biggest things, because most men will not fool with you. If they argue with you and go back and forth, they're done. There is no relationship after that. But it's only a certain few that still hang around and you still talk to, and y'all back like y'all never left. It's only a couple people like that in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You usually know within the first 5 minutes of meeting somebody
That's what I say. You got to read them.
whether, I can't share nothing with this dude.
Right.
He pillow talk.
He talk too much. When somebody get to telling you,
he can't hold a fart.
no, he can't.
Oh,
when
my
they come in
God.
and you know about their whole life
Right.
before y'all even, right. Like you already know. I can
your
never
wife
talk to
already.
you.
I'll
would
never
never.
have you. Your wife messed that up for you. Or your girlfriend messed that up for you. Your mother.
Right.
People talk about you recklessly. And
Your reputation
Yeah.
was
Right.
I ain't had
empty,
no
brother.
conversation, man. Yeah, so, but that's crazy, man. But that I think, to go back to what Constance was asking, I think as men, that is, we have our ways of knowing who we can trust and who we can talk to. But I don't know a trustworthy man that don't have a small circle.
Right.
Yeah,
I speak of trustworthy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet a trustworthy man, and I mean trustworthy. Somebody I can leave my wife with you. I can leave my kids with you. I can. You can be in my home without me being there.
Yeah.
You can borrow my cars. I trust you. That trustworthy, I promise you, that man only has a few people in his
Yeah,
circle.
man.
Yeah.
I
That's a
agree.
guarantee.
I can agree to that.
Wow.
I can agree to that.
Real deal, y'all. I think
That's a lot, man. That was kind of heavy.
we
man.
just
Wow.
It
unpacked
started
a
one way
lot.
and went another way.
We unpacked a lot,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think it's just important because, honestly, I'm going to be honest. In our line of work, we work with teenagers for a living.
Right.
And we just see so many young boys, man, that are so lost and their end result don't be pretty.
Right.
And my heart really just goes out because we immediately are thinking, who's their support system?
Yeah.
Where is the father? Where is
That's a go-to
you see what
question.
I'm saying?
That's right.
And so not to bash men, but I really feel like, and I think we said this before in our session, there are so many groups, events, lectures for women to figure out how to be better women.
Yeah.
Niggas same. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Men
Amen.
are not, they don't have the same energy.
They don't.
And there isn't a lot of people who can speak to a man and they actually take it. So I'm
Well,
listening to what you're saying.
There's stuff out there for them. They don't want to go.
That's what I'm saying.
That's corny.
That's what I'm
Hey
saying.
guys, we got
Some ego.
a men's
Yeah,
conference.
Yeah.
We got a men's conference coming up,
Sorry.
man. It's called Mentality, man. It's going to be off the chain, man. September
You get it,
6th and 8th. You going to come?
mentality.
Oh, yeah. When's that? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, men are, that's why I'm trying to figure out what is it about men that is, that's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
sparked
it's
the
Like,
question.
I mean,
why
because
they
it seems
would want to
like
go.
You can
so
look
many
at
walls.
you can look at nature and see how we're made up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pack. When you look at lions,
Mm-hmm.
there's a pack, but there's an alpha male.
Yeah.
And any other male who challenges the pack, women, they're together.
Right.
Then there's a man standing in
Alone.
the gap.
Mm-hmm.
And when another male lion approaches that pack, we enemies until we meet.
Right.
We're not friends off top. Off top, you a threat
Right.
to what I got.
Hmm.
You can look at nature and see it.
Yeah.
That's just regular life makeup. We're not made that way. We have to come together, go through things, fight through things. I gotta be inspired by you in some type of way.
Right, that's right.
Something gotta show me
Hmm.
that I'm willing to lay my head where you rest.
Right.
That's just nature.
So, and I know we were like wrapping on a decline, but with that being said, so basically what I heard you say is you've got to be able to, you kind of got to vet a person.
Yes.
Before
That's exactly what it is.
that's what
Y'all
I'm saying.
made
That's
different.
But what
Y'all
I'm saying
made
is,
different.
what I'm saying though,
And
B,
it's y'all
is,
not gonna understand it.
I understand.
Like y'all not gonna get it.
And I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to help you. So if that is the case, if it's so complicated, how can we help you? If it has to take so much,
It's about us coming together.
That's
it ain't got
what I'm
nothing,
saying.
It ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
but y'all not
That's what I'm
doing
saying. It
is
ain't got
what I'm
nothing to do
saying.
with y'all.
Who ain't doing it?
It ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
There's not a
Look,
lot of
Oh, you
no.
talking about,
man,
you talking
man.
about our viewers.
What I'm
She said
saying
men in
is,
general.
general.
what I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah.
is,
General.
women
Oh, yeah,
are not the answer to men
I
coming
understand that.
together.
I understand
It
that.
ain't nothing y'all can do. Nothing y'all can help with.
I'm waving the flag
Nothing
to
y'all
say
can help with.
there are a lot of men.
If you go to the
There are
club,
a lot of men
That
who
philosophy's a
need
little different.
help, who need
because
support.
I promise you, the dudes is not. If the women ain't there, the dudes ain't there.
So, in order
Women
for
do
men
kinda
to
bring it
go to
together,
a
bro.
men's
But that
conference,
But that ain't solving no issues.
But that ain't it though. But
Hey,
that
man,
ain't help.
There's a whole bunch of hard legs in there.
That ain't help though, bro. That's just extracurricular
I'm about to say
activity.
that's
Yeah.
recreation.
That ain't me. That's recreation. That ain't me bonding with nothing.
That's right.
You
That's
know what I'm
real.
saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, and I get what you're saying, and I know that.
Baby,
I'm just trying to figure
I
out
think what you're
when are
looking
y'all.
for, the answer to what you're looking for, it's where desperation meets wisdom. So a man would have to be at a place of desperation to the point where it's like everything I've been told, everything I've been used to isn't working. I need something else. And that's usually when they find God.
That
That
sucks.
sucks.
That sucks.
That
Because
sucks.
that sucks that
Yeah, dude.
that you can't be
That sucks.
proactive and you're not in search.
Well,
Before that-
maturity brings proactiveness.
But that's probably after
still
y'all done
types
been
of
through
men,
the
too.
dirt,
Yeah.
the worst
You
of
got
the
the
worst.
alpha male, but then I heard about this new one, masculine male.
What's
Have you
that?
heard about
What's
that?
masculine
What's
male?
What?
Anthony,
J face.
what is it? If you're male, you're masculine.
No. This is how
No,
they
this is
describe it.
really what we want to get into.
He said all of the girls want the alpha male. You want the tough guy. You want the one that's going to defend you and all this other stuff. And it's like, and the husband himself was like, "That's not me. I'm a masculine male." She said, "What is that?" And he started describing, I care more about your feelings. I'm concerned more with, making sure when you come home, things are taken care of.
You're talking about a masculine male, one who's in tune, one who is willing to stay home and make sure everything is good.
A masculine male, the way, and this is this is something I saw on social media. So he was telling his wife that she wanted him to be an alpha male, dominant, take charge, grab the bull by the horns type of guy, problem solver, straight direct, and all that other stuff. He said, but I'm not that. I'm a masculine male, but I'm still a man. So it's embracing that everybody ain't an alpha, but that doesn't make them
weak.
Babies.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So
No,
he
that's
said,
good.
I'm a
I can see that,
masculine. He said, I'm a masculine male. And I'll try to find it and send it in a group chat. But he said, I'm a masculine
And
male.
nothing wrong with that,
I
man.
mean, I can see that.
I don't think
Nothing
there's
wrong with
anything
that.
wrong with it.
No.
I think as you're growing, maturing, dying, shedding, you take on traits of that.
Yeah. I agree.
Because you become more empathetic
Mm-hmm.
to how's my wife gonna feel if I say this?
Mm-hmm.
How's this tone gonna affect what we have going on and different things like that.
Or like when you out in public, y'all ain't got to fight everybody.
Right.
But when
Pick your battles.
you're a true alpha, see, I don't believe there's a middle ground. You're alpha or you're a beta. It's just that simple.
But he didn't say beta. He said a masculine.
No. And that's
So
what
you're
I'm
saying a
I'm
masculine
saying
is
there's no middle ground.
You saying a masculine is a beta?
I'm saying that, they're going, if that's where they want to go, that's where they're going to be. If they're going to be on the beta side,
What do you say a
I'm
beta
saying
man is?
all those things that you just described as a masculine male, that's what a true alpha is.
What are you saying a beta male is?
He's saying
I'm
that
saying-
alpha includes those
Well,
things.
well,
That's what
alpha
you just
includes
said.
right.
the
So let me,
masculine.
right. I'm including the masculine male in the
saying-
alpha category.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm gonna tell you what an alpha male is to me, and then you will figure out what a beta male as I give you that description. So to me, an alpha male is a true king, someone who protects others before they protect others in their kingdom. What is happening?
What?
This nigga is checked out. You nigga,
Nigga,
It's
you know
going-
what you gotta do right now.
Why did you just make a big deal?
I didn't,
No.
I didn't even stop it.
No.
They stopped it.
I didn't.
No,
stop
there was a lot of looks going on.
I didn't do anything.
I'm looking up the masculine male versus alpha male.
No. I didn't make a big deal of anything.
I was
Hey,
just
man.
looking. I thought it was a lot of lock in on Ant.
It was him.
Yeah.
I lock in on everybody as we speak.
You just did that.
No, your phone made a
Your
noise in the
phone was-
mic.
yes,
I
it
stopped
was.
it.
Hey, for real. Like, cut us in and let's wrap this.
But
thing
here's the
up.
thing, y'all. Yeah, we about there. We tired. We kicking it.
My glasses that gave me a headache.
This
All
nigga
right,
is-
who will wrap it? Let's just wrap this
He
joint.
was
man.
he was saying what an alpha
Yeah.
beta male
That's gonna be
is.
juicy. So there's no such thing as either you're alpha or you're a beta.
You're alpha. You're beta. What I'm saying
What's
is,
a beta?
See, y'all keep trying to go to the beta.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the alpha.
We know what the alpha is.
No,
What's
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
good
no.
with alpha. I think we good with alpha.
What's the
What's the
beta?
beta?
There's
Beta.
alphas in this room right now. I'll tell you that much.
I get it. And
There's
that's
a
exactly
beta,
what I
dog.
mean. Every one of us, even though we're not the same, we got a lot of the same characteristics.
Right.
We carry the way we lead our family, our communities, everything around us. Like, we take in account everything that you said was a masculine male. You're compassionate. You take care of home. You take care of all those around you. Make sure things are straight.
Right.
When you do, that's what a man does. That's what that to me. That's what an alpha would be.
A mature alpha.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. A mature alpha.
Yeah.
Because he's been alpha all his life.
Right. But
Well,
you ain't always
all
been
the
as
life I've
considerate.
known,
He
but
ain't
he isn't
always been
always.
that.
So you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Let's call it that then. Instead of calling it a masculine male, let's just call it a mature alpha. Because you're still an alpha man. You just have a different aspect on taking care of those around you.
Can we
describe a beta.
get into what is a beta?
Is a beta?
See?
Man,
See? Y'all always.
So a beta is what?
What's a beta?
I don't
I'm
Yeah.
asking you.
I know
Why y'all
about
want
beta
me to be the
fish.
one to
Because
describe
you're the
what
one
the
that's
beta
going to
is?
articulate
you
it like
said-
it need to be.
you
Because
said-
you define the alpha.
You said everybody's not alpha. Either you're alpha or you're a beta.
Come on,
Right.
JC.
So okay. This is of course my opinion
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Of a beta.
of a beta.
Here we go.
I think it should be like censored.
Yeah.
Like a line
No.
right here.
Scrolling bar.
Amy has most definitely been on a lot of the hearing ends of my beta conversation.
So what's a beta, Jay?
I think
I'm
the
not
betas
saying
are the ones that it's like, and I almost want to say they hate women.
Yeah.
You know, the betas to me are the ones that always are
The ones in the
talking about a women, the ones in the comments. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but that's truthful. Like, why are you speaking on women?
Bro,
business?
you're a simp.
Right.
Why? Because I take care of my kids,
Because I
take care of my family. We got 401k, we got futures and stuff like that.
We doing okay.
Why?
So to me, the ones that criticize you guys the most and always got a negative thing to say about the women, and I'm like, for some reason, it's almost like, man, are you missing your mother's love? Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like those that got mommy issues, a lot of those are your betas.
I think a beta is a man that is always out there and he leads with his penis.
Yeah.
So he's constant, bagging them. Chick after chick after chick
Yeah,
after
yeah,
chick
yeah.
after chick after chick after chick. It's like, bro, I'm a man. I love sex.
Yeah.
But ain't no way I'm finna be trying to dive into all these doggone women like that.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Well, that's because, again, it's a complex. You know what I mean? A lot of that is a complex. You're
Validation.
insecure.
Validation.
Right.
Yeah.
You're insecure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's not an alpha or a beta trait. What I'm going to say is that's a complex that you got to deal with. Because you got many alphas that were hitting women after women after women after women. They still alphas. They just got an issue. They need to get in touch with why they're feeling like they need to chase all them women. And in terms of
again, it comes back to that mature alpha.
There you go.
That's what that
Mature
comes back
alpha.
to.
I'm talking about somebody that has a reverential fear for God.
yeah.
I'm talking about, you know what I mean? That's an alpha to me. A beta is someone that is out there and they can't take care of their kids. They got an excuse for, well, it's the baby mama fault, or man, the kids don't even like me, or she moved away, or
So I feel like
what?
I think you articulated what I feel a beta is.
Yeah,
A beta is a man who hides behind excuse.
there you go.
Yeah.
When a man, when
perfect
a
articulation.
male hides behind excuse,
Right.
you're a beta.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you another thing
That's
too.
good.
Is you got those, I'll never take care of nobody else's kids.
Yeah.
That's a beta man
But
statement.
then but again, there's an excuse somewhere in that.
Absolutely. Most
Because
definitely.
is there a fear what's the fear
Right.
that's driving that?
Or maybe they stepdaddy cut out and got up out of there.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what happened in that situation.
Yeah,
It's a whole lot of stuff that those people are unpacking.
Yeah, man. So, man, I know we just said a lot, man, and to our viewers out there, man, I know you guys are very passionate. We got a lot of new viewers that just joined the board. Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Get your merch, get your Family by Choice t-shirt, but
yes.
more importantly, just subscribe, follow us on all podcast platforms, wherever they're available.
And let me say, because I was very passionate about the men today, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm not in a bashing mode, but I legit want to see y'all mentally, spiritually healthy. So if you're out there, you don't have an alliance or a group, that's what Family by Choice is here for.
That's what we're here for.
We legit are trying to be as transparent as we possibly can,
Yeah.
as straight up as we possibly can. We're literally putting our lives
Literally.
on the line
display. Yeah.
to
On
show
display.
you,
On display.
to try and connect and show you that we're willing to be here for you. We don't know everything, but we've always heard that there's wisdom in the multitude of
That's
counsel,
right.
and so
Facts.
we're here to be your multitude of counsel, if you would have us. So
Man.
We're here together.
yeah, man,
We in it together.
We in it.
Yeah.
And as long as you guys keep watching, we're going to keep doing this. Even if y'all ain't watching.
We gonna keep doing it.
We just
It's the
turned the cameras
cameras on.
on.
That's it.
and put a microphone in front of
Either
us.
way, we gonna be good. If she
Yeah.
feels some type of way about something, she got sisters that
We
are here.
still
she got
having
a
brothers
conversation.
that are here. If I feel some type of way, I got brothers that are here. I got
That's
sisters
right.
that are here. I got
That's
my
right.
wife that's here.
We still having a
covered.
conversation.
Yeah,
Find a family.
yeah, man.
Build build a family. So
Or just join our
Or
family.
join-
Join the family, man.
So, Family by Choice, the podcast.
Yeah, man.
On all platforms, on all
Everywhere.
social media
Hey.
platforms. We're everywhere. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.